want to start in the middle towards your curve. That's called the arch. So you want to start, and then when you get to the arch, you want to go down. Well, feel correct. And if you don't have one, you can go at a curve and then go down. So if you don't have an arch, then you can do that. And then you start at the bottom and you want to start at the arch. And then connect them. And then towards the front, it has to be like an ombre. So you have to go light in the front. And then you want to do the same thing to the other eyebrow. Why are you so serious? Okay, so now you want to shape up the eyebrows, and you can use foundation or concealer. Usually concealer is lighter than your skin tone to lighten up your face. So say if you're in the sun and then it's lighter, that's what concealer is used for. So it makes your face look highlighted. And you just want to shape up the eyebrows. So now after that, you can use a sponge or a brush to blend it out. So usually you prep the eyelid with a primer. Primer is what gets into your pores, and it can protect your skin from breakouts and infections if you use the wrong products. And say if your product is old, you can get infections. So now you put concealer all over the eyelids to prep it.
So did you need the light plugged in?
No. Oh, it's no different. So for eyeshadow, you want to use a good palette for palettes, usually they're terrible. So you have to go to like a makeup shop and don't get it from like JCPenney's or some crazy place because there's some crazy stuff in it. So for this eye, we're gonna do yellow at the front. And for when you're doing colors, you want to make sure that their eyelids are lighter than their color so the color can come out. If not, it will just look like you didn't do nothing.
I understand. I have a bad one this work. Thank you.
So you want to pat it and then you want to do like a circle, like a small circle to blend it out so it's not as crazy and bold. So then I'm gonna do orange next. And then we're gonna do pink. And if you have to go over it to make it look more like you can see it, you can do that. Usually eyeshadow is you able to lay it on to get more pigment. Okay, so now for this eye, we're gonna do greens and blues. So we're gonna start with a light green. If it wants to come on the second row. Okay. So then you want to start at the front. And then you want to do circle motions. Then you want to do a light blue next. More like a tail. And then you want to do a dark blue or any type of color that you want to do next. So now next, I'm gonna do her foundation. So like the same thing, you have to use a primer. She's a little bit oily, so you have to use something matte. Matte takes out the oil in your skin and it makes it look more smooth. If you have, you can still use this. It's for oily and plain skin. So either way, it's gonna come out with the same results. So I'm gonna mix them.
Mix the primer with the foundation?
No, I'm gonna set this down so the foundation doesn't go all the way in her pores.
Okay. That's
It-
what the primer's for?
Yes. And it gives it a better finish when you're actually done with your foundation. So it looks more. Okay, so for her foundation, her undertones come out a little bit, so we had to mix foundations. You are able to use two different foundations together. It just might, the formula might mix up if you use two different products. So then I take my foundation brush. And then you take your
To match your color, do you match it like on the neck area?
Well, your neck is always going to be darker than your face.
Okay.
So you can use your hand, because usually this is a little bit lighter in the forearm.
Okay.
And then you put it up to your face so you can see the difference of it. Sometimes it's like, it might still come out light. And then that's when you have to bronze your face so you can have more color to it. But if it is lighter, you can still fix it with a darker color. And then you want to bring it always down the neck, because your neck is always darker. And then you can bring it to your ears. Okay, so for concealer, like I said, you want to use a lighter color. I'm gonna mix two of them, a light, like white color, and then this, because you always want it to be lighter than your skin color, even if you have foundation on. So we're gonna do that.
Did you match your foundation ahead of time?
Okay, and then I'm always gonna use a darker color to bronze her face up. So usually you do this so your face can look slimmer and it adds a bit of color to it. So I'm just gonna contour.
I was going to ask, is this a contouring method?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can do, it's called the 3. So you go up and you bring it up here. And then down and then down there.
Oh, so you guys see how they the 3 on the side of her face?
So if you do your jawline, it can take out your double chins, it can take out everything. So now we're just going to blend this out on her forehead, on the sides. So it's always gonna look crazy in the process of it. So that's when blending comes in. You have to make sure you blend well, so you don't look crazy. Because then you'll have harsh lines. So then you can actually tell that you have makeup on and it will look crazy. So then you want to do the under eyes. And you also want to bring it down a little to lighten up your face. It can make you look more awake. It can take away wrinkles if you highlight well. Okay, and then you want to use setting powder. If you're of a lighter color and you have, like, if you're basically white, you want to use a whiter setting powder. If you have more color in you, then you will want to use more of a yellowish, because if you don't, it will make you look white and you can have flashbacks on your pictures. It can make you look like a ghost and you'll look weird. So now I'm gonna contour her nose to look more snatched. And all you want to do is do straight lines, and then you want to do the tip of your nose. Usually people who want nose jobs, they do this a lot to make their nose look slimmer. You don't actually have to do it, but it makes it look a little bit more better. And then you want to put your light color in the middle. And then for the outside where you put your darker color, you want to blend down and then blend down. Set her nose. And you use setting powder to have a matte finish. It makes your makeup last longer. It looks better in photos. And it makes your makeup look more seamless. So, and then I do it down here. And this makes your face look more slim. And then after that, all you do is dust it off with a fluffy brush. You can use a big one, a tiny one. You just want to make sure it's good to be taking off your setting powder. So then what I do is I put setting powder on before I put highlight so the highlight can stick. No, this is setting powder.
Oh, the setting is good.
And then I put highlight.
Simmone, were you able to go through the products and show everyone what you're using or no?
Mm-mm.
So for highlight, you want to do at the bridge where your forehead is starting to connect your eye. So when you turn, you can see the reflection. And usually if you're in the light, you can see it anyways when you don't have makeup on. People say it's the glow, I guess. And then for your nose, you want to do the tip of your nose and right here. I've seen people do it right there, but then you just look shiny like you put Vaseline on your face. I don't think you want to do that. And then I just go over with my beauty blender to make sure it's sticking to the skin and everything is all set. And then she brung eyelashes, so we're gonna put these here. You're so ghetto. Yeah, mama really is. Just broke her head.
So Simmone, when we're done,
Yes.
if you can show the products, because they recently learned about products and tools. So if you can just show them what you use today, and you guys try to make reference to what we talked about on our slides earlier.
Close.
That's a strip lash, okay, that she's using.
So when you do your eyelashes, you want it to be tacky. If you do it too wet, then it can seep down to the bottom of your eyelash, and it can look crazy, and it gets in your eye. So I wait until it's tacky, then you apply it, and you want to push up. And then you want to pull, and then boom. I can't. She's still watching. And push up. And then at the end, I usually do this. I don't know if ever I do it, but I go in with the colors that I did to make sure it's pointed. And I usually do it with a different brush. And then you use setting spray again. It's gonna be. And then you're done.